on the hill. It is Saturday, I think it's the 5th of September today, and I'm recording the video. This is for the autumn equinox on the 21st, so hopefully it'll be released on the 21st, but I'm actually recording a couple of weeks before that because this is my new timetable. And I sat there this morning and thought, right, I'm going to record my video today, and then I found myself calling it a podcast, and I thought, well, when is making videos, when does it become a podcast? Is it a podcast? I don't know what the definition is, but anyway, we're doing the autumn equinox edition, video, podcast, whatever it might be. So I finished work on Thursday, and I've got 2 weeks and a day off, so I'm not back till Tuesday the 22nd. So I often take leave at this time of year, and I've got a big list of stuff to do. I'm not a great traveller, and obviously this year things are all just weird anyway. So there's loads of things that I'm going to do these next couple of weeks. The first thing I've got to do is move the house around a bit, because my daughter's got some housing issues, so there's a possibility she'll move back in. It's not certain. So the room I'm sat in, so there's a lot of furniture to be moved around, a lot of organising to be done, and it sounds like a lot when I'm not even sure that she is moving in, but actually it's a really good opportunity, because the office just kind of evolved and stuff got put in there, and definitely that happened with the music room. And so this is an opportunity, take everything out, give everything a good clean. She may or may not move back in, and even if she does, it'll be for a matter of months at the most, and then we can actually think about those rooms more in a more organised fashion and actually curate what goes into them. So I feel like I'm wittering again. I might end up cutting some of that. I did this last time. I talk and then it all sounds like complete nonsense. But I am going to move the house around. The other thing, I think I mentioned last time, I don't really like August. I don't enjoy August, and I've been trying to kind of analyse what it is about August that I find quite difficult, because obviously it's when the harvests start coming in. It's like the fruition of all that work in the garden. But actually I think it's the weather. It's either too hot or raining, and I hate the heat. I hate it being too hot. I don't feel like working in it. So because that's what August has been, too hot or raining, I've just got a little bit behind with some gardening, so I'm going to do some gardening jobs today. I've got some seeds to sow for autumn salad, some plants to plant, just a bit of tidying up. Another thing that I want to do is move forward the herb garden project, so I'm actually clearing the space, so that's something this week that I'm hoping to have that space looking quite different by the end of the week than what it does now. We are having a short break. We are going to Wales. I'm excited for that. We're only going for a few days, but it's still nice to have a change of scene. And then other things I'm planning to do. I've got a bit of sewing I want to do. I've got some, obviously there's a lot of produce coming in from the garden, so preserving, that kind of things. Something I've been trying to do this year is be a lot more organised about my planning, and so that, when I get up on a Saturday morning like this, I know what it is that I need to do in the garden. And to that end, I've been using this diary. This is Earth Pathways diary. This is the first one I've ever bought. And it's a lovely thing. It's got lovely sort of poetry and art and bits and pieces in it. But I've also been making a note, how well you can see that, every day of what I've done in the garden, what the weather's been like, that kind of thing. And then in the back, in the planner, I write down my plans of what I'm going to do. So I did that at the start of the year, kind of made a huge plan of like, this week I'm on holiday and this week I'll be doing that, and put lots of plans in. And then in the notes at the back, it's just some plain pages where I've been making notes. And this really is like a gardening journal. So that's, perhaps when I'm watching Gardener's World or when I'm listening to a podcast and somebody says something, a piece of information that I think, oh, that's really valuable and that's a good idea. So I think the other day I was watching a Charles Dowding YouTube video, and he said, you can underplant your sweet corn with squash, and so it's not a Three Sisters because there's no beans, but this works really well. And so, I just make a note of that kind of thing, so that when I'm doing my planning for next year, I've got that sorted, and I have in fact already got my Earth Pathways diary for 2021 ready to do the planning. And I'm very strict with this. All these sort of poetry and writing and pictures are lovely, but I ration it so I don't look at them until the actual week that I turn them over, and then I get to enjoy them all through the year. So they're my planning diaries. Is this a podcast? I don't know. This is what we're going to do, so I better go and get on with it. So I was just going to talk very quickly about the mess and the disaster zone that is my greenhouse. Well, it's not a total disaster zone. But what happened here, I don't know if you can see, but there's like plants just lying everywhere. Instead of using, normally I've erected frames and tied it all together with string and had some kind of big bamboo frame thing, which I've not necessarily kept on top of, but it's been better than this. But this year I decided, I'll use string. I've seen people do that, that's really good. And so I connected strings up here and down to the pots that my tomatoes are in. What I didn't think through, I do like to use natural things where possible, so I tend to knit with wool and wear a lot of cotton, that kind of thing. So I used natural string, and it didn't occur to me when I did it that it was going to rot. So every single string has broken. Only they didn't break until the plants were so big that I couldn't sort it out. So that's why the plants have kind of flopped everywhere. You can barely get in here. Harvesting is somewhat of a challenge. I will be harvesting later, well tomorrow I'm going to harvest, because tonight we're going to pick up a new freezer to make room for all this produce that will just be used over the winter while we've got all the produce stored. So yeah, lesson learned, and I think next year what I'm going to do is source for myself some of those, the nylon strings that you have for camping to hold your tent taut. That's what I need. Something that won't rot. So the strings are a great idea, and they're much easier than building all the frames with cane. But yeah, need to get something that won't rot. That's what's going to happen next year.